Yeah.
Well, history has told us repeatedly, up to even World War I, that the Turks are little bitches about everything. Today is the day that we are going to review Dracula Untold, a Gary Shore picture. Now you're probably like, who the hell is Gary Shore?
And let me tell you, we don't fucking know.
He just came out of nowhere. He's like, hello, let's Dracula.
His debut film. His debut film. He's done a couple of other short.
And this movie stars the Bard from The Hobbit.
It's Luke Evans.
Yes.
He plays Vlad.
Tywin Lannister as Master Vampire guy.
His name's Charles Dance.
Yes. We also have Dominic Cooper, who plays Turk.
Mehmed.
Yes, the Turk. And the chick, what's her name?
Sarah Gadon.
Gadon.
Marina.
Yes.
His wife.
His wife. Yeah, from the Dracula lore, I would say. This movie was released Friday, which is October 10th. Overall, it was like an hour of bullshit and then 30 minutes of awesome.
Yeah. Well, going into this movie, I was like, I don't want to see this movie. But it was alright. It was okay. It was not... Like, I like horror movies, I like action movies, so it, like, it entertained me.
Well, let's go over the plot real quick.
Alright.
So we got Vlad the Impaler.
Played by Luke Evans.
Luke Evans, the
with
Bard.
English accents.
So,
let's see if it works.
Back in the day, the Turks, during the beginning of the Ottoman Empire, would go around and recruit members of other countries for what is called the Janissaries. These Janissaries do shit, like they are just a military thing of other people's children. So the Turks come up into Dracula's palace and it's like, dude, we're stealing your children.
After 10 years of peace, so everyone's like, what?
No way, the Turks would never do this. So they try to start all this ruckus up in the palace, and Dracula's like, I ain't going to have none of that. So he goes up to Tywin Lannister, Dracula, and says, can I have your powers, dog? And he's like, yeah, that's
sure,
fine.
Why not,
And he gets powers for 3 days, and he has to defeat the Turks before the end of the 3 days.
Do not drink blood for 3 days, or he becomes a vampire for this time. But he also has that time frame to beat the Turks, because once he becomes human, he can't take that army down by himself. He won't have the powers of Dracula.
That whole plot synopsis takes about half the movie to get out. Let's talk about pros.
Alright, pros.
Pros.
I think the story was kind of cool. It deals with Bram Stoker's Dracula and the characters in that movie, or in that book. It has those characters, but a different revamped story.
Some of the action scenes are really cool. Like, the CGI is bad, but it's not like the worst thing ever.
It's actually pretty good, surprisingly. A little bit better than I thought. Obviously, Dracula turns into bats, and I think the way that they do it is pretty cool. There's a scene in the movie where after he becomes, Dracula, he runs and turns into bats, and then he's like, and then he comes back to himself and he's like, what the hell did just happen,
I really enjoy how the director utilizes quiet at times. Like, that scene in Spider-Man where Peter Parker just got bit by the radioactive spider? It's like a montage of how his senses are getting amplified. They have a scene similar to this, but it's actually, in my opinion, done better. So let's move on to cons.
The story, there's a shit ton of plot holes.
Yes.
So many plot holes, it's just ridiculous. There are so many times where something happens and you're just like, where did this come from? Or why is this not happening? Or how did this happen? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many questions you're watching this movie. I laughed a couple times in the theater.
When it's a serious scene.
But also, I wasn't the only one laughing. There was people around me that I had no idea who they are, laughing too. So I'm just like watching this movie and people are just like, really, that happened? Really, that happened? And laughing over here.
There's the first major battle in the movie. There is it's shaky cam, and then there's a scene where the director holds onto the sword and uses the reflection as to show the action going on.
And there's a reflection right here, and you can see it.
It's terrible.
It was pretty bad, yeah.
It could have been done a lot better.
It was trying to look cool, and it was trying really hard.
Cool.
There was a
lot of missed opportunities.
A lot. And you could tell that there was a lot of missed opportunities, but also you can tell that they were not able to do a reshoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This movie seems like it was filmed in a month, and.
Universal? They got what they got.
Yeah, Universal owns the rights to Dracula, and they needed to do something right now, or they were not going to retain the rights. That's why I'm figuring what happened, but I'm not exactly sure.
It felt really rushed when it came to the editing. scenes. I remembered after he pointed it out, but there was a scene that they just flipped.
Yeah, there's George Lucas did this in Star Wars, but it was not as noticeable. But going this way, and something's over here, there's like a scene that's like that. And then there's the exact scene mirrored, but he's going back this way, you know? Like, it's just like they did a reversal. Like, we'll do an example of that right now. Okay, that's an example of a reversal. It was not hard to do. It was a right click and a left click. So we're going to go do something we haven't done in a video yet. Well, we did way back in the day, but we're going to go into spoilers. We're going to have a time code here, so if you're on your mobile device, you could just go to that time code. If you're on your computer, click on it and it'll send you right over there.
Vlad is like only hurt by direct sunlight. So if sunlight hits directly to him, he burns. But if he has like some kind of screen over it, everything's fine.
It gets obnoxious too, because as long as the sun rays don't touch him, he can look outside,
be outside,
as long as the sun doesn't touch him. It doesn't make any damn sense, because the
reflection doesn't. Light reflection doesn't.
Right after the first damn battle, he's in the tent and he's talking to his wife, and there's like a sun ray hitting his shoulder.
And then it's a 5-minute scene.
Yeah,
and it's like.
Half the movie, I was legitimately thinking, until the scene that they actually reveal that he is affected by sunlight, but I was thinking that he was a badass Dracula that's a daywalker.
Yeah, it's a daywalker, yeah, for a while, until he got burned. And that was really surprising, because he just started burning out of nowhere in the middle of the movie, and it's like, why is he burning? Oh, sunlight. Oh, but hasn't he been outside this whole time? You know, like, that's what I was thinking.
He has a silver ring that I gather that's a family heirloom, that they keep on having him pick up and hold, and like, this is important to me. Never explained one goddamn time.
What it was?
Yeah, what the hell is this little ring? Why is he having this? What is the point of it?
And the thing is, too, he becomes Dracula, and then like he wakes up like 30 minutes later. He's still wearing the ring, and it doesn't burn him until he wakes up. I just was like, what?
Yeah, if he was really Dracula and he had a silver ring on, he was asleep, his finger would have fell off, I think. He would have been a fingerless Dracula.
Alright, so let's go to the... Okay, so in the trailers, he goes to this Dracula guy to get his powers, right?
Yeah.
And so that's basically what he does in the movie. He goes to him to, like, get help to battle the Turks. And so I was like, who's this guy? Until there was a scene where Vlad puts his knife to the Dracula dude, and he runs his fingers through the sword, which is kind of, it was a really cool shot.
That was a really cool.
And you could see these like long nails, and I was like, that's Nosferatu. And apparently I was the only one who understood that.
Yeah, no, he said that at the end of the movie after we were walking out. I was, holy shit, that would have been a badass story arc. Like,
yeah, and it makes sense, because like he has the
hunch. Like, he has no hair. He has kind of the nose. I mean, imagine Tywin Lannister with no hair. You know, that's him.
And it looks. And then if you look at the credits, like on IMDb, it says Master Vampire, and it's just like, well, we all know that it's Nosferatu. Just fucking say it. His son becomes a ruler.
Yes. Bran Stark lookalike.
Yeah, and then Dracula defeats the Turks with the help of other vampires, which I thought he makes them, controls the clouds and then kills them all. Which I thought that was so cool for a story.
It was really cool,
and it was beautifully done. And then, so then you got Mina coming in, because it goes into the future, and still alive.
Castlevania Lords of Shadow.
I didn't play that game, so I don't know.
Yeah,
but it directly relates to Bram Stoker's Dracula, because Mina's in it, and it's exactly her. His wife that was played earlier in the film. It's the same woman, same actress. Dracula, he fell in love with Mina because he truly believed that, you know,
the soul was similar.
The soul was similar.
Yeah, and it's interesting, because after that part, you have Tywin Lannister getting up from his chair, going like, oh, now the games have begun, and this and that. And it's just like, that is the movie I want to watch. You know? I don't know if you felt the same way at that point.
Action and a lot of storyline that it's throwing at you within a short period of time. So you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt.
It could have been done so much better all the time.
I feel like they were trying to entertain us too much.
Yeah, I feel like they were throwing too much at us and not like figuring out where the motive of this movie is trying to go.
Yeah, there was no real consistency.
Anyways, let's rate this up.
Yeah.
Sorry it ran a little long. We're trying out this new spoiler section. I hope you enjoy it. But because of its shortcomings, and honestly, if it didn't have certain elements, I would have given this a lower score.
Yeah.
But because of Tywin Lannister's great performance in this, I'm going to give this a 2.5 Dracula fangs out of 5 Dracula fangs.
I give it a 3 out of 3 bats out of 5 because although there was a lot of plot holes and a lot of things wrong with the editing and continuity wise, the acting by Luke Evans was actually pretty cool. Mm-hmm. He was very believable as a warrior. Yeah, he can hold a movie. Dominic Cooper was really bad anyway, but whatever. But yeah, Charles Dance, he's awesome as Nosferatu. And there's some extra stuff that they added to the storyline because, you know, it's Dracula Untold. It's a revamp.
Revampire.
It's an entertaining movie. It's worth a watch. Maybe wait till like it comes out on DVD or something. Then just
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
It's something to get on Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's a Blu-ray movie. Yeah.
But anyways, we have a thing here that will, if you click it, you'll magically be portalized to a subscribe button.
It is a subscribe button. You'll subscribe to us if you press it.
We have stuff down here, and also follow us on your preferred social media site.